Welcome back. Let's read some more. I never can finish. I have to read a little bit, not every day, but I like to learning something new. This is why I do this, because I have to sit in my apartment many more years maybe. This whole year I will be low on money, so I cannot do anything like travel or
Mustard gas. Mustard gas names preferred Park name 1 chlorol 2 chloroyl, sulfonyl, ethane other names bis, 2 chloroyl, sulfide ediprit schwefel lost sulfur mustard self gasoil cross liquid iperite distilled mustard tea mixture 1,1 theobis, 2 chloroethane, dichlorodiethyl sulfide identifier SCAS number 505-60-2 check. 3D model, J-Small, interactive image. Mustard gas or sulfur mustard is any of several chemical compounds that contain the chemical structure S, CH2CH2Cl2. In the wider sense, compounds with the substituent S, CH2CH2X, 2 and N, CH2CH2X, 3 are known as sulfur mustards and nitrogen mustards, respectively, where X equals Cl or brother. Such compounds are potent alkylating agents, which can interfere with several biological processes. Also known as mustard agents, this family of compounds are infamous cytotoxins and blister agents with a long history of use as chemical weapons. The name mustard gas is technically incorrect. The substances, when dispersed, are often not gases but a fine mist of liquid droplets. 4. Sulfur mustards are viscous liquids at room temperature and have an odor resembling mustard plants, garlic, or horseradish, hence the name. 4. When pure, they are colorless, but when used in impure forms, such as in warfare, they are usually yellow-brown. Mustard gases form blisters on exposed skin and in the lungs, often resulting in prolonged illness ending in death. The typical mustard gas is organosulfur compound bis, 2 chloroyl, sulfide. 5. History as chemical weapons. Sulfur mustard is a type of chemical warfare agent. As a chemical weapon, mustard gas was first used in World War I, and has been used in several armed conflicts since then, including the Iran-Iraq War, resulting in more than 100,000 casualties. 7. Today, sulfur-based and nitrogen-based mustard agents are regulated under Schedule 1 of the 1993 Chemical Weapons Convention, as substances with few uses other than in chemical warfare, though since then, mustard gas has been found to be useful in cancer chemotherapy. 8. Mustard agents can be deployed by means of artillery shells, aerial bombs, rockets, or by spraying from aircraft. Mechanism of cellular toxicity. Sulfur mustards readily eliminate chloride ions by intramolecular nucleophilic substitution to form cyclic sulfonium ions. These very reactive intermediates tend to permanently alkylate nucleotides in DNA strands, which can prevent cellular division, leading to programmed cell death. 2. Alternatively, if cell death is not immediate, the damaged DNA can lead to the development of cancer. 2. Oxidative stress would be another pathology involved in mustard gas toxicity. In the wider sense, compounds with the structural element BC2H4X, where X is any leaving group and B is a Lewis base, are known as mustards. Such compounds can form cyclic onium ions, sulfonium ammonium, etc., that are good alkylating agents. Other such compounds sorbis, 2-haloaryl, ethers, oxygen mustards, the 2-haloaryl amines, nitrogen mustards, and Siskra mustard, which has 2-chloroaryl. Beilstein reference 1733595 CHEBI 25434 check. Chemboshimbo 455341 check. Chemistry Spider 21106142 check. Etcher info card 100.209.973 EC number 684-527-7. Malin reference 324535 Kek 19164 check. Pub Chemistry SID 10461. Uniatate KEC9FH9P check. Comptox dashboard, EPA, TC 0037100. The Other groups, ClC2H4S, connected by an ethylene bridge, C2H4. These compounds have a similar ability to alkylate DNA, but their physical properties vary. Physiological effects. Mustard gases react with DNA, which interferes with cellular division and can lead to mutations. 2. Mustard gases are extremely toxic and have powerful blistering effects on victims. Their alkylating capabilities make them strongly carcinogenic and mutagenic. Furthermore, they are highly lipophilic, which accelerates their absorption into the body. 2. Because people exposed to mustard agents rarely suffer immediate symptoms, and contaminated areas may appear completely normal, victims can unknowingly receive high doses. Within 24 hours of exposure, they experience intense itching and skin irritation. If this irritation goes untreated, blisters filled with yellow fluid, pus, can form wherever the agent contacted the skin. These are chemical burns and are very debilitating. Mustard gases easily penetrate clothing fabrics such as wool or cotton, so it is not only exposed skin that gets burned. If the victim's eyes were exposed, then they become sore, starting with conjunctivitis, also known as pink eye, after which the eyelids swell, resulting in temporary blindness. Extreme ocular exposure to mustard gas vapors may result in corneal ulceration, anterior chamber scarring, and neovascularization. 9, 10, 11, 12. In these severe and infrequent cases, corneal transplantation has been used as a treatment option. 13. Miosis, when the pupil constricts more than usual, may also occur, which is probably the result of the cholinomimetic activity of mustard. 14. At very high concentrations, if inhaled, mustard agents cause bleeding and blistering within the respiratory system, damaging mucous membranes and causing pulmonary edema. Depending on the level of contamination, mustard agent burns can vary between first and second degree burns, though they can also be every bit as severe, disfiguring, and dangerous as third degree burns. 15. Burns that are severe, i.e. covering more than 50% of the victim's skin, are often fatal, with death occurring after only days or weeks. Mild or moderate exposure to mustard gases is unlikely to kill, though victims still require lengthy periods of medical treatment and convalescence before recovery is complete. Mustard gases' carcinogenic and mutagenic effects mean that victims, even if they fully recover, have an increased risk of developing cancer later in life. In a study of patients 25 years after wartime exposure to chemical weaponry, cDNA microarray profiling indicated that 122 genes were significantly mutated in the lungs and airways of mustard gas victims. Those genes all correspond to functions commonly affected by mustard gas exposure, including apoptosis, inflammation, and stress responses. 16. The long-term ocular complications include burning, tearing, itching, photophobia, presbyopia, pain, and foreign body sensations. 17, 18. Mustard gases. Blistering effects can be neutralized by oxidation or chlorination, using household bleach, sodium hypochlorite, or by nucleophilic attack using decontamination solutions such as DS2, 2% NaOH, 70% diethylenitriamine, 28% 2-methoxyethanol. After initial decontamination of the victim's wounds is complete, medical treatment is similar to that required by any conventional burn. The degree of pain and in kimchi equals 1s/C4H8Cl2s/C5137426426/H1-4H2 check. He, Skvivnolaga Forisa N check. Inchi equals 1//C4H8Cl2s/C5137426426/H1-4H2 key, Skvivnolaga Fauyak. Smilestokski. Property is chemical formula 4H8Cl2s molar mass 159.07 g times mol 1 appearance colorless if pure. Normally ranges from pale yellow to dark brown. Slight garlic or horseradish type odor. 1. Density 1.27 g/ml. Liquid melting point 14.45 degrees C. 58.01 degree F, 287.60 K, boiling point 217 degree C, 423 degree F, 490 K, begins to decompose at 217 degree C, 423 degrees Fahrenheit, and boils at 218 degree C, 424 degrees Fahrenheit. Solubility in water 7.6 mg/L at 20 degrees C. 2. Solubility alcohols, ethers, hydrocarbons, lipids. Hazards, occupational safety and health. Os/OSH main hazards, flammable, toxic, vesicant, carcinogenic, mutagenic. GHS labeling SAD smiley 3. Pictograms GHS 06, toxic. GHS 08, health hazard. Discomfort suffered by the victim is also comparable. Mustard agent burns do not heal quickly, and, as with other types of burns, present a risk of sepsis caused by pathogens such as Staphylococcus aureus and Pseudomonas aeruginosa. The mechanisms behind mustard gas's effect on endothelial cells are still being studied, but recent studies have shown that high levels of exposure can induce high rates of both necrosis and apoptosis. In vitro tests have shown that at low concentrations of mustard gas, where apoptosis is the predominant result of exposure, pretreatment with 50 mm N-acetyl-L-cysteine, NAC, was able to decrease the rate of apoptosis. NAC protects actin filaments from reorganization by mustard gas, demonstrating that actin filaments play a large role in the severe burns observed in victims. 19. A British nurse treating soldiers with mustard agent burns during World War I commented sad smiley 20, they cannot be bandaged or touched. We cover them with a tent of propped up sheets. Gas burns must be agonizing because usually the other cases do not complain, even with worse wounds. But gas cases are invariably beyond endurance and they cannot help crying out. Formulations. In its history, various types and mixtures of mustard gas have been employed. These include H, also known as HS, Hun stuff, or Levinstein mustard. Thies is named after the inventor of the quick but dirty Levinstein process for manufacture. 21. 22. Reacting dry ethylene with disulfur dichloride under controlled conditions. Undistilled mustard gas contains 20–30% impurities, which means it does not store as well as HD. Also, as it decomposes, it increases in vapor pressure, making the munition it is contained in likely to split, especially along a seam, releasing the agent to the atmosphere. 1. HD code-named pyro by the British, and distilled mustard by the US. 1. Distilled mustard of 95% or higher purity. The term mustard gas usually refers to this variety of mustard. Height code-named Wrinkle by the British, and mustard tea mixture by the US. 1. A mixture of 60% HD mustard and 40% O mustard, a related vesicant with lower freezing point, low volatility and similar vesicant characteristics. HL, a blend of distilled mustard, HD, and Luisite, L, originally intended for use in winter conditions due to its lower freezing point compared to the pure substances. The Luisite component of HL was used